All right, now let's get to our main event. What I thought was the best segment of the night. It was a no disqualification world title match. Joey Janela taking on the champion, Kenny Omega. Oh, man, this had so many fun moments. What did you think about this main event match?
I missed the reason why. Like, why is he facing Kenny Omega here again? Like, they said it was something about the World Championship Eliminator, right? Like, I missed why he's there all of a sudden, Joey Janela again. Don't get me wrong.
I believe it was, let me make sure. I believe it's because he didn't lose in the match, or was that it? No, because I thought he did.
Yeah, because they mentioned that old tournament, and then it was something, like he got, okay. So anyway, started right off with a bang, right? Just walloping him with the trash can, and here we go. It was cool. I liked it. This was fun.
Okay, so let's get into before the match. Before the match, I thought had some fire lines from everyone's favorite uncle, Tony Schiavone. So, Justin Roberts in the promo says, Kenny Omega, who appeared on Impact Wrestling, drew the ratings up 33%. He's a heavyweight
North
champion.
Carolina in there
all the time. Is that where he's from?
North Carolina? No, I don't think I think he's from Canada, isn't he? Like, I don't.
Does he live in North Carolina? I don't know much about him.
I don't know.
Okay, so
we don't fact check, but
we don't fact check. Who cares?
You talk. I'll look it up.
Okay, so my favorite line though was Justin Roberts mentions that Kenny Omega was on Impact, and that drew the ratings up 33%. So then, as he's walking out, Tony Schiavone says, "I'm so glad that Kenny Omega drew their viewership up from 1 to 6," which is the 33%.
Yeah. Kenny Omega is from Winnipeg.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't get the North Carolina thing. Hashtag tweet the table if you do know, because we obviously don't.
Yeah, if it's an inside joke, I don't know, but it's funny that they find a way to squeeze it in somehow in some oddball reference.
Yeah. But Tony Schiavone's insults towards Impact Wrestling are so great. Flipping back to Impact Wrestling, they did another paid advertisement. Tony Schiavone shitting again on Impact Wrestling. He's like, I can't even find Impact Wrestling. If you ask your TV, they said we can't find it either, or whatever the line was. Just everything is awesome from him.
Tony Schiavone is having the time of his fucking life right now, isn't he?
Well, and then so Don Callis, so he says the line of he drew the viewership from 1 to 6, which I thought was a 10 out of 10 line. And then Don Callis comes in. He's like, I'm going to call this match. And Tony Schiavone just leans back and says, you can kiss my ass.
Yeah, he's like, nah, no. He's like, get out of here. And I love that Don Callis just fucked off. He was just like, all right, fuck it.
Well, that was my favorite part. Is you got punked out by everyone's favorite uncle, Tony Schiavone.
Yeah. I love it that, like, Michael Cole in that situation, they have him powder out every time. They maybe give him a wedgie. Tony Schiavone, who's not fighting anybody, says, no, you can kiss my ass because I'm going to fight Don Callis. I don't care.
Oh, that was my favorite moment of the night. Yeah, just leans back and points at him. You can kiss my ass. And Don Callis is like, well, shit. Guess I can't fit in here.
But Don Callis was great, too, doing the live fucking commentary.
Oh, yeah.
His shit was funny, too. Like, Don Callis
so he saves face, and he starts doing the by gods as a jab at JR. And he does all the stuff. I did like that. That was good. Again, I think the story of Kenny Omega is starting to make a little bit more sense, at least to me, where he's saying, I'm better than all of these companies. Like, I'm the champion anywhere I go. Don't believe me? Let's fucking see it, right? I'll go beat Rich Swann in Impact.
This will be where we see the NJP, the New Japan.
Yeah, this is all that stuff.
Coming into play, probably.
Mm-hmm. So I like that. I thought it was good. I thought that Kenny Omega did some good heel work here too, grabbing the microphone himself, doing some play-by-play as he kicked Joey Janela, things like that.
Well, and fast forward, I guess, then we'll catch up. You're going to talk about post-match after the match. I'll chime in then.
Yeah, so Kenny Omega gets the victory over Joey Janela. Joey Janela looked good. I don't think it was a complete squash match. He did have some good offense. He had Kenny Omega on the ropes a couple different times, which was good. But yeah, so he gets the victory. And then post-match, we see the Death Triangle come out. Pac says, hey, did you forget Rey Fenix never lost in that tournament? I got it sanctioned next week. Rey Fenix versus you for the title.
How many motherfuckers we got in this tournament that didn't lose? What kind of tournament we running here?
Yeah, I don't. So Rey Fenix did beat Pentagon and then bowed out and forfeited because of an injury. So technically, yeah, you're right. He didn't lose. Although if you forfeit, I think that's a loss. Anyhow, neither here nor there. Where I think this is going to go, this is my hope. So let's talk a little bit about Impact, and then I'll come back to my point on this. So Kenny Omega was again on Impact Wrestling, as Justin Roberts and Tony Schiavone talked about on AEW Dynamite. The Bullet Club reforms, I guess. Although Tama Tonga was like, you guys aren't fucking Bullet Club anymore. Fuck you guys. Like, I'm tired of this shit. You guys can't just have 3 members and call it Bullet Club. Anyhow, Carl Anderson. Ken Anderson was Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
Carl Anderson, the big bastard, and Kenny Omega beat up Rich Swann. Luke Gallows, whatever. Who cares? We don't fact check. Beat up Rich Swann and the Motor City Machine Guns. They announced that they're going to be a 6-man tag on Impact's next pay-per-view. So this is what I think is going to happen. Next week, we have Rey Fenix versus Kenny Omega. I think Kenny Omega is going to retain through shenanigans, which is going to piss off Pentagon and Pac. So guess who's going to come to the aid of Kenny Omega in AEW Dynamite? The Good Brothers. And we're going to get the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega versus the Death Triangle in AEW. Huh? That's what's happening. Hey, the Lucha Bros and Pac, I'll always watch any match that they have because I think they're disgruntled, miserable bastards, and I can relate to that. So I like them a lot. And the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega will be fine. They're going to do their part.
Sure. Yeah, I was a little at the end, right? So the precedent of, hey, these 2 people didn't lose in the tournament, so now they get a shot at the champion. Well, I'm going to find a way to not be able to compete in every tournament then for a world title and get a back door into a shot at. You can't.
Yeah.
You don't just not lose. You got to also win, right? That's kind of the cutthroat mentality of a sport. And if we're watching a quote unquote sport here in a tournament, it's also then at the end, the character of Kenny Omega and Don Callis were really upset when he finally goes, I got this match approved. You're facing Rey Fenix. And they're like, you can't do that. Oh, my God, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, these guys are saying we're the best. Nobody can stop us. Guys like that would have played it off. You know what I mean? They were like, whatever, chump. You know what I mean? Like, that one
but I guess,
was like, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. I agree with you to a certain extent, but isn't that also what kind of heels do? Say that they're the baddest guys in the world, and then when they say prove it, go like, I don't have time for it. And so this is I'm the baddest in the world. All right, then I'm wrestling you next week. No, you asshole. You can't do that. So it's a little bit of a traditional heel
I guess
tactic.
It's something to say they know Rey Fenix can fucking pull this off, right? So.
Well, yeah. Well, and Rey Fenix and Kenny Omega have history not only in AEW, but also in AAA.
Around the world.
Yeah, and around the world. So yeah, to your point, they know each other pretty well. But I think this culminates with Death Triangle versus 3 members of the Bullet Club for 6 months or however long they were in that club together, which is fine. It's fine.
It is fine, but like, is Kenny Omega gonna have Don Callis by his side for his entire run? Is this all going to be based around this? How long are we doing this? How do we get out of this? Where does it lead? That's a little bit, which is probably a good thing as well, right? Because I don't want to know what's coming around the corner. So
yeah, it's not predictable, which is great. And that's one of my favorite things in pro wrestling is when it's not predictable. Again, we're going back to story time for a little bit. As I said, Hangman Adam Page will take down the monster of Kenny Omega, but in doing so, Don Callis goes, well, I don't associate with losers like Kenny Omega. I'm going to Impact. And then he gets his horse, he gets behind, I don't even know who's over there. That'd be someone. Ethan Page, if he's still there, or
Can
you
we
know,
talk
Eric
about-
Young.
You brought up Rich Swann. If there's a guy that makes me turn the channel faster than Rich Swann, I haven't found him.
TJP.
Gee, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Rich Swann is just, I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't get what anybody would think. I just don't.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
agree.
mean that personally. The guy, whatever his real name is, might be a nice guy. But this
The only
character
thing-
is never.
Yeah, his character is very generic in my book. And the only thing personally that I know about him is, didn't he get fired from WWE allegedly for beating up his girlfriend? Isn't that the whole reason he left 205 Live?
Ooh, is that a thing?
I thought so. And I could be wrong.
I didn't know that.
Again, we don't fact check. And I said allegedly, so you can't sue me. And if I'm wrong, hashtag tweet the table. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Allegedly. You're going to fact check? I don't. I wouldn't do it. Who cares? We're in this, Tim. We're in it together. Tim, you and I are both saying that he got fired allegedly for beating up his girlfriend from WWE. He got fired from WWE. So anyhow, I don't know anything about him personally, other than that story that I think is associated with him. I'm going to keep filling time as you Google this because you look very anxious, and I kind of like it. I like the fear that in your eyes. It's kind of fun.
Swan married his girlfriend of 5 years, Vanera Riggs, a fellow professional wrestler better known as Sue Young, in March 2017. Swan was arrested in Gainesville, Florida on charges of battery and kidnapping/false imprisonment. The victim was identified as his wife. According to the arrest report, Swan and Riggs had gotten into an argument over Swan criticizing Riggs' performance at a show that night. When Riggs tried to get away from Swan, witnesses stated that he grabbed her in a headlock and dragged her back into his car.
So there you go. I wasn't wrong. So now we can rest easy that I said something that I did hear.
Yeah, I wanted to fact check that one because that was a bit of a claim. I was like,
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure on that one. And
Yeah,
good. I'm glad that
but
I'm not
yeah.
glad that happened, but I'm glad that I was right.
This makes me feel better about not liking the guy, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Again, this is allegedly.
Allegedly, who knows? But again, smoke and fire. Anyhow,
All
Kenny
charges were
Omega.
dismissed.
Yeah. So there you go. Everything happened
Insufficient
for a reason.
evidence to move forward with the case. Okay.
There you go. But again,
Yeah.
it's not great to have on your record in any way, right? And I don't know much about you except for that one thing, so maybe I don't like you that much. But again, on what we see on TV, to your point,
Maybe he
Blah.
was just showing her. You should have got her like this. Bulldog.
easy, easy,
He's
easy.
trying to do-
Easy. Let's take it easy.